And Satu, thank you guys for following and joining the episode of The Healthy Sandwich. Um, Before I go any further, I do like to give a special thanks to a couple of my good friends. One especially goes by the moniker of Lil Badness. Hopefully he'll be on YouTube pretty soon, and when he does, I would like to give him credit and put it on the links, any further links going forward, where I mention his name. I also like to thank some other friends, Debbie, who's been around and been pretty professional in her advising and counseling, along with Lil Badness, being professional and friendly at the same time. And luckily, I do have a big friend network, which is pretty diverse and versatile, so it's been helping me quite a bit. Today, I actually want to talk about the topic of two things: science and religion. Science, and science is pretty finite. It's always going to be it's basically going to be determined all the time. Science does repeat itself. Well, in real life, coincidences are very rare, and it looks like a miracle. And that's what the isms are. It can't be repeated. These things that happen in these mysticism, spiritualism, religion, all those things that miracle is like, oh my God, see, science can't prove everything. And earlier, as I said, science, was very predictable and reliable. Such as 3 plus 2 is always going to be 5. 5 minus 7 is always going to be -2. It's always going to be predictable. Science is numbers as well. It's basically, if you ask a question, you can prove it and keep trying it. If you prove it, always repeated. So I wanted to go into the topic of TwinFlames. And I was going through that because I wanted answers, and I started looking into it, and in TwinFlames it was saying, in a nice little brief nutshell, because there are many other videos that you can actually start researching about what it is, but in a basic, it's basically two things that were like this. They split up a little bit, and they see each other, ooh, they get up close, and like, ah, they're all happy, and then all of a sudden, as they're happy, they kind of look at each other, oh, I don't like you, I don't like you, like, ah. So one starts running away, the other one keeps running after her, and then at some point, that one that kept running away, that kept chasing, and so he's like, you know what, I'm tired of this here, I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to take care of myself. And the other one's like, oh my gosh, come back! And then it starts running after that one over there. So it apparently goes back and forth cycle. And so I wanted to bring it up because I asked some things, and it was kind of weird. I am a little bit skeptical of going, having a science background. I have a lot of skepticism. I kind of look at it as entertainment with a little bit of, just a possibility, all right, let's kind of see what it is. And I kept doing some stuff and kept watching stuff and reading up on things, and it sounded kind of plausible and applicable at times, and I was like, all right. And there was one lady, she said, you have to ask for proof. Okay. So before I saw that video, something that came up that kind of was like, whoa, this is just coincidence or what? I was talking to somebody who I think is supposedly, based on this description of this phenomena or story, is who I thought was a twin, or may still think so. Right when I was gonna call, I'm pumping my gas at the gas station, and then I call and I look over at how much I pumped. The fact that in the numerology with TwinFlames is the number is 1111. So what does it mean? They have all these explanations for that number. But anyway, the number of gallons I pumped was 11 gallons, 0.11. And now the third number, it's almost, because it's the third number that's there, if in scientific terms, that number, if it's it could be any number ranging from 0 to 9 before it changes the next number over. So that third number was a 0. So therefore it became 11.11. Kind of strange, but when you look at it, that third number could have been anything. And the likelihood of that third number to ever fall on a 0 is pretty low. If you're pumped gas, how many times have you ever done it all your years? Do you ever remember that last number ever being a 0? And if it did, to represent a number that's kind of meaningful, especially when you're about to make that call or are on the phone with the person who you think it is. So, dun dun dun! Holy crap, this was like craziness. I'm very skeptical about it. I don't want to believe this here. So, weeks go by, months go by, and I'm just like, oh, this is going insane here. I'm going insane. And like a lot of things point to it. There's so many coincidences, and like you said before, it's not a repeated thing. You can't always get the right answer, the finite answer, but it's a possibility, and things that's not coming in and adding up kind of weirdly. So as things are adding up, it's just like, all right, I just gotta do something here. So I watched something, and this one lady, if I can find her link, I'll post it up. But she just said, hey, you know what? If you really want to determine what it is, please ask the universe to give an answer to determine if it's true or not. And of course, I'm like, I'm game. Let's go. Because I feel like I'm going to test it. And I do know from the movie or the video of self-help called The Secret, The Power of Attraction, well, whatever you think, the universe will supply. So again, I'm also thinking that. I'm like, oh my God, am I going to get the answers? So it asked for 3 things. And I was like, okay, you know what, Sam, I'm going to write it down. Boop, boop, boop. So in February, I wrote 3 things down. First thing was the first thing that popped in my head as I thought about it was a leopard scarf. And I was like, oh, you know what, it was something that was kind of meaningful to us. And I said leopard scarf. And I wrote it down. And I would have to say that I thought it was too easy. It's winter. Of course somebody's going to have a leopard scarf. So I was like, let's make it harder. It's winter. So I was like, Number 2 is going to be something that appears more in the spring. So because I gave myself a timeline of 30 days. So it was mid-February to mid-March would be the 30-day mark there. So February comes along. As I'm thinking about number 2, I think, hey, let's go with something that was also meaning for us, but was more in the spring, so it kind of passes that timeline. And you know, haha, I'm correct. This stuff is just a bunch of mojo jojo stuff. I don't want to believe it. So I chose a blue jay feather. That's tough, right? I mean, you're gonna really see out there in the middle of winter a blue jay feather. I know our winter is kind of mild up here in the Northeast, but it's been pretty cold, and I haven't really seen that many birds at all out there. So like, unless they're those Canadian geese and stuff. Okay, number 3. I'm gonna make it harder. I'm like, all right. I made very specific. I was like, you know what? It's gonna be something that can't just be used as like, you know, like a computer game or something like that I can come into contact. So I chose, hey, you know what? I'm gonna choose a purple dragon. It can be a statue, a drawing, painting, whatever it's gonna be. It's a purple dragon. And funny thing is, I went out with my friends on February 22nd, and I was telling them, as I was kind of drunk and all that stuff there, we had a great time out there, and I was telling them about this phenomenon. Like, oh my God, you know, you believe this twin flame thing here is going on and all, and I'm kind of like giving these things here, and one of my friends like, you know, you can't really start doing that because the universe will really just give it to you. I'm like, no way, this can't be, because it just doesn't make sense. It's not real. So in 222, as I'm telling them this here, I was like, yeah, so what was the first thing? I was like, yeah, you know what? The first thing I thought was a purple scarf. You know, I was like, you know, it can't possibly be. I really haven't seen anybody with a purple scarf yet. So, I mean, I saw somebody with a leopard, not a purple scarf, a leopard scarf. And I was like, I haven't seen anybody with those leopard scarves yet. And I've seen a leopard coat, but I don't think that's going to count. So I was like, I'm not going to count that. But, you know, I saw that earlier in that time frame. It was like within the first 2 days of me actually asking that. And so So I'd say like it was a week before after I had made the 3 requirements, and we went out with my friends on 2/22, which I believe was a Friday. We went out, and two of my friends, as I got in the car talking about it, like, yeah, nonchalantly, no, there's nothing. They look over at each other, and they're like saying, what? Look. Oh my God! And then the other was like, look. I'm like, what just happened? No! This can't be. This just can't be. All right, hold on. That's just coincidence. Okay, it just can't be 2. You know, it wasn't just 1. It was 2 people with leprous cars. You know, it just so happened to be on that day. I was like, this can't be. You know what? This can't be. So we're having fun. We just went out there. We're having time. We're just laughing, joking, and all that stuff. They're joking, teasing me like, "Oh look, a purple dragon!" There was the picture of Spyro and all these things, and they're just joking the hell out of me. I was like, that doesn't count because you already know, and you're throwing it at me, so it doesn't count. So it's something that has to kind of appear out of nowhere. You know, and as the end of the night, we all part ways and all that stuff. I'm kind of talking a bit, and as I'm talking, I went home. I put on some more, YouTube videos of the Vine stuff, and as I'm texting my friend, and we're just laughing and joking, just still joking about it, and then as I'm watching the video, this can't be crazy, It's like you don't expect it, and I'm watching the video, and I was like, hold on a second, am I seeing something? And I did a screenshot. I sent it over. I deleted the screenshot because it was just too freaky for me. I took the screenshot, and as the person was doing a tarot reading, in the background they had a pillow with 2 birds. One of them was like a red cardinal, and the other one was a blue jay. Of all things, it was a blue jay. I was like, hold on. So I sent it to my friend. I was like, do you see something? She's like, yep, I see it. And I'm like, oh, you sure you're seeing this here? Like, yep. That bird is a blue jay. Okay, so 2 things happened at 2:22. All right, hold on a second here. This is just too crazy. So you know what? They're joking, like, yep, this is gonna be it. So they kept throwing more purple dragons at me. I'm like, this doesn't count. So what I did was I kept myself from really going out. I kept myself from kind of watching these mysticism stuff. I tried not to watch these things here. I even avoided like Chinese restaurants. I avoided stores at the mall that are like things remembered and things that like all those mystic things where you can find statues and all that stuff there. So I try to avoid everything possible that I would actually make it happen. I'm like, I'm not trying to make it happen. I'm trying to avoid it. So lo and behold, on the 30th day, which was March 18th, I'm like, hey guys, I'm gonna go and do a open mic at this bar that I went to with my brother before called the News Cafe in Pawtucket. Now the News Cafe is pretty cool. You go in, it's kind of a small tiny bar, very seedy like, but it's really cool. It has an ambient kind of really nice atmosphere in a sense because it's very artistic. And it's called the News Cafe because it has a whole bunch of news clippings on the side, and you're sitting on the bar, side rails, and you read all these little things here. So I'm going in, we're just talking, blah, 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 I'm sitting down with one of my friends and all that stuff, and then my other friend comes in, same ones that know about my scenario, and I'm just joking. It's like, I was like, yep, this makes 30 days, and also, as I'm talking and joking about it, I look over, all around the wall, there are drawings this time. I'm like, wow, these drawings are pretty cool. And I started looking at it closer, I'm like, holy crap, these drawings are like fantastical in the sense where they're like about fantasy, fairies, dragons, and all that stuff. I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. Like, I've been here before and never seen this, so what is going on? So I started getting up, I looked at the drawings, like, oh my god, alright. Dragons, not bad, alright. There's only a couple dragons, and all these different things there, like castles and all that stuff there. So I started looking, I was like, alright, cool. I started looking all along the wall. It's about like, 20 feet of pictures all along the wall. And I'm looking, I'm like, oh, dragon, yep, yellow, green, blue, yeah, okay. Not that many dragons again. And at the very end, you guessed it, and I freaking freaked out. This can't be. I avoided everything possible to make sure that this stuff doesn't happen and all that stuff there. But the universe just grants things to you as a possibility. It's like, yo, this is a miracle. What the hell? So it wasn't just a picture of a dragon. It was a picture of an intertwined dragon, twins, one on top of each other, like a yin and yang type of thing there, dragon. One was orange, the other one was purple. I'm like, oh my god, this just can't be. I was like, hold on, let me ask my friends if they're seeing what I'm seeing. This just can't be. This just can't be. I go over to them, come over. They're like, yep, you asked for it. I was like, I wasn't really asking. I just wanted to confirm if it was who I think it is. And they're like, yep. So I guess it's confirmed, but I just wanted to know, so I'm going to put another link for another person that does tarots. I really like the way that she reads it. Her name's Angela from Mystic Moon, TwinFlames. As in Buddhism, one of the things that we do in New Year's, we have this mound of sand, and we get these flags and put it in the sand. And the point is, hundreds of people are coming in, putting in all these multiple mounds of sand. They're putting in a flag. And each flag represents you, and whoever you're next to could be anyone. It doesn't even have to be so in your next life, you're going to see somebody, and each person you connect with in some way. You're close to them, whatever. So I'm always like, the people I usually see, they kind of lazy. They'll just take the flags all in the same place, like all 10, right there. So I guess you would say, like, if you don't really think much about the reincarnation thing, then you're just going to reincarnate and be in one kind of fixed place. You're not going to travel that much. So mine, I always go to, like, there's 4 different mountains, so I'm like, I look at it as a continent, so I'm going to be everywhere. I don't want to travel and all that. I'm like, boop, boop, boop. Yeah, the whole idea is, it's all random. You meet certain people for a certain thing, and this theory or this story about TwinFlames being a type of soulmate, because you have different souls that you're going to interact with on those mounds of sand. Though that type of soulmate, though, in the story of the TwinFlame, is supposed to teach you how to be somebody different, and you end up teaching them how to be something different. So again, they're running back and forth because one's running away, saying, I don't like what you have. But like, hey, you have it too, and then one gets a little tired, and then says, I'm going to go this way. Like, hold on, come back. And as they keep running back and forth, what's happening is the one that keeps running towards something is supposedly the one that's supposed to learn. So at this moment, I feel like I'm changing and learning things. It was very painful, but at some point there, it's going to turn around. I'm just going to say, hey, stop this here. I'm going now. So when it goes the other way, the other person is supposedly supposed to learn something. But I mean, is it proven? I mean, it's just a story, but I mean, it's kind of fantastical at the time. At the same time, but so is mysticism. So is religion. So is the fact is that it's not. It's a possibility again. It doesn't happen so frequently, and you can't always prove that. So because it's so infrequent, it's actually more precious. When something's infrequent, it becomes more valued and like, oh my god. But at the same time, it can also be looked at as anybody who believes that possibility, like, oh my god, you're wasting your time on this here. Go to something that's more reliable, dependable, than something that's not so dependable. Okay, I think that's pretty much what I want to say, is that I confirmed, I asked something, the universe gave it to me, and that was not kind of what I wanted, but it was confirmed. So, Twin, you are confirmed, and I'm kind of stuck with you, as much as I want to run and all that stuff there and cut everything. It's kind of confirmed. So, but at the same time, I still look at it in a skeptical look, and maybe I'm just going through something different. I don't know what it is. So until I can figure it out, I appreciate again all my friends and family who have been supporting me through this tough times, listening to me, hearing me vent, hearing me, giving me different ideas on what it could possibly be. Again, I'm a little bit on the science side, so but the thing is, I don't want to go into rely on just the sciences when it could possibly be something beyond science, a possibility. And that's pretty much it there. I think I've repeated myself multiple times. Thank you guys for listening to The Healthy Sandwich. Satu and Savaidi. Oh, wrong thing. Thank you everybody for listening to The Healthy Sandwich. Trying to be as healthy as possible every time, following me. I am putting out another issue of Kill or Be Killed and it should be loading at this moment. It's going to be part one. It's a long issue, so I split it in half, and then the other ones should be coming out pretty soon too. I'm actually scheduling it so that it comes out every 2 weeks. I do want to actually start putting out more of my lighter side of the comic book called Gen V. I do want to actually put that out sooner rather than later, because I'm looking at the dark stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, damn, was I that tortured back then? It's like, oh, good lord, come on, snap out of it. Oh! Anyway, Satu and Sok everybody. Have a good night.